It's not in this drawer. There's no canister in the inhaler.
Just look around for it. She usually brings spares. There has to be one around here.
It's only half of it. Found it. I just need to put the canister into the inhaler.
Thank you, Carla. Jax, I think it's time for you to leave.
Janet, I just...
You said enough. Just go. Carla, thank you again. With all the stress I've been through since coming here, my asthma attacks are becoming more frequent.
No biggie.
I just can't believe Jax would sleep with someone else. I may be in love with Ruben, but I'd never sleep with him while I'm still with Jax. It wouldn't be right. I mean, he slept with Margot. Of all people, too.
What Jax did is disrespectful to any relationship. He shouldn't have done it.
Honestly, I didn't exactly push our relationship any further myself. But why are you getting involved in all of this?
I was only trying to find out the truth. That's what I do nowadays.
And how's that working out?
To be honest, not great. I stumble upon more questions than answers.
I see. Carla, if it's okay with you, I'd like to be left alone for now.
I understand. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you again. But please, I need a minute to myself.
I just received a text message.
I'm glad you could join me.
Ruben, there's actually something I need to tell you. It's about Jax and Janet.
Whatever it is, can it wait until after the interview?
Okay, I'll tell you after. So, what are we going to talk about?
I want the world to know as much as they can about me and what I stand for. I'd like this part of the interview to be about my family and childhood. Ask me anything.
So, where did the great mind of Ruben Navarro come into existence?
I was born in Valparaiso, Chile. It's a lovely port city with the most gorgeous view around. I actually took some photo slides out to show you the city and my family.
Yes, please. I'd love to get an exclusive like that, right from Mr. Navarro's vault.
All right. You can find these slides already loaded into the projector. You should look them through before I get into any more details.
You lived in a beautiful city.
I sure did. Some of my most treasured childhood memories come from there.
Wow, you look just like your dad.
I guess you're right. I did end up looking just like him.
Maybe someday, your child will end up looking just like you. Have you ever considered starting a family?
I did. Once. Before. Carla, I actually...
What's going on, Ruben?
Someone just broke into Haven.
What are we standing here for? We need to go there now.
First, we'll need to disable the alarm system with my security keycard. Please, grab it from the hidden stash in the study.
And what will you do?
It might be dangerous to go alone. I'll ask Sam for help. Once I get him, let's meet up in the kitchen.
Understood. Found it! I should go meet Ruben and the Admiral in the kitchen. They're not here yet? Sorry, Ruben. I can't just stand around here and wait. If I don't act now, the intruder might get away. I need to disable the security system. Is there a security panel in here? That must be it.
Carla, I'm so glad you're safe. Why did you go alone? I was worried sick when I didn't find you upstairs.
Every second was precious. What if the murderer got away because I waited?
I understand how you feel, but what you did was reckless. We should have gone together as a team. It's safer that way.
I'll try to remember that next time. Also, weren't you supposed to come with the Admiral?
I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his suite.
Did you look by the cliffside? He was patrolling around Dr. Cat's suite before.
I did. There was no one there.
Well, I guess it'll be just the two of us moving forward. I haven't checked any of the other areas yet.
We'll just make do with what we have. Let's move forward. Whoever broke in here also unlocked all the doors.
Does that mean the system was compromised?
Most likely. I can't say I'm surprised, though. Whoever hacked in has access to high-level tech, same as on the USB key we found in Portia's suite.
Is there anything we can do to stop them?
It's a bit too late for that. They most likely already gained the access they needed. We should investigate what happened here first, before figuring out our next steps.
Roger that.
The control system was shut down. We can turn it back on, but every system will need to be manually linked back to the control room.
What do you mean by manual linking?
Basically, each system, like door locks and cameras, needs to be linked using the control room's open platform software. But to link all the software back together, I'll need a second pair of hands. Could you help?
Okay, I'll help you any way I can.
I'm glad you're up for the challenge.
All right. What do you want me to do?
Go to the console on the right and use the middle screen on it to link the software. I'll work on the console on the left.
Got it. Let's do this. I think it's this screen Ruben was talking about. I need to move this icon into a matching slot. Everything's working again. Except the cameras. Huh? There's another room by the entrance? But I didn't see a door there. Ruben, what? Ruben?
I'm in the lab.
Ruben, I'm sorry.
It was the intruder. They ransacked the place.
Did they find what they were looking for?
I'm not sure. Everything's scattered around. It's a mess. Actually, would you give me a hand to look for a purple folder? It should be here somewhere.
Purple folder. What's in it?
If you don't mind, I'd like to find it first.
Of course. I need to insert a CD. I need to cut open the package first. I found it.
Great. Let me see it. Damn it. It's gone.
What's gone?
My journal, Carla. My notes. I kept them in this folder.
Ruben, it's going to be okay. The intruder is still on the island, and so are we. They can't run away.
Right. Right. I guess you have a point. It's not over yet.
What was in the file that was so important anyway? Is it something to do with Project Genetica?
Yes. It contained notes about the procedure for synthesizing the Genetica serum.
What does that mean? They found what they needed to reproduce the serum?
No, not yet. I split the work into 3 journals. You need all 3 of them to synthesize the serum. It's the first time I'm glad I keep all of them in separate places.
Where do you keep the other 2 folders?
No need for you to know both locations, but I'll check in on one of them later. I'll show you, too. Let's head back to the control room. There's one more thing I'd like to do.
Okay.
Since the main system is restored, I'd like to give you access to all areas in Haven. If there's another emergency, I don't want you to get stranded in here.
What do you need me to do?
Place your hand on the touchpad there. It will scan your handprint and add you to the database. Everything seems to be in order. Now you should have access to all of Haven's areas. We're all done here. So why don't we go back to the hallway and continue the investigation?
Okay.
Let's inspect Genetica Keep next. Doesn't look
Ruben,
like
look,
anything is in... Genie! Thank goodness. She's just unconscious.
Phew. I'm glad she's okay. Let me look around for a bit. Maybe I'll be able to piece together what happened here.
Thanks, Carla.
Someone's tampered with the treat machine. I should take a photo for evidence. Ruben, I think the treat machine is out of order. And there are a bunch of treats lying on the ground, too. Could it be a malfunction?
It's possible, but it's never happened before. We do have regular maintenance for it. However, there's a chance that someone tampered with the machine through Haven's system.
It feels like the work of our culprit once again. They might have used it to get Jeannie's attention and have her come out.
Even if they did, why is she unconscious?
Maybe they sedated her somehow. With one of the treats, perhaps?
It's a possibility, but it's only a speculation until we find evidence.
Let me look around more. Maybe I'll find something else.
Carla, did you find anything?
I think I found a tranquilizer gun.
A tranquilizer gun? Let me take a look at it. This is indeed one of our tranquilizer guns.
Are the tranquilizers kept in this room?
No, we keep them in the control room. Someone must have brought this one here.
It might have been used on Jeannie. Mind if I examine her body for any clues?
Be my guest.
That's a tranquilizer dart. I should take a photo for evidence.
Well, that confirms our theory. And the good thing is, it's only a mild sedative, so she should be fine after a good night's sleep.
But why did they drug Jeannie in the first place?
Probably to get a sample of her DNA. Most likely they took samples of her saliva, since they can be stored for longer. I bet they're hoping to extract some information about the serum from it.
Is it possible to find anything out about the serum from DNA?
Yes, but I don't believe they'll be able to reverse engineer it just from a sample of modified DNA.
Well, that's one less thing for us to worry about.
Yes, but we should still be wary about it. Either way, I think Jeannie will be fine if we leave her here to sleep it off. In the meantime, let's go back to the hallway and see what else we can find.
Agreed.
Only one place left to check. The Creative Hub.
Is there anything important in there?
No, not really. But I'd prefer to clear all the areas to make sure we haven't missed anything.
All right, then let's go.
It doesn't look like anyone's been here. We should look around just in case. We might spot something odd.
Sounds like a plan. I need to finish printing it first. Reuben, does Mrs. Bird have access to Haven?
No, I don't think so. Why are you asking?
I found a blackjack, which I'm positive is the same one I gave to Mrs. B for protection before.
That definitely shouldn't be in here. Perhaps we should take a look at the living quarters, too.
Living quarters? Do people live down here?
Not at the moment, but it's where most of the scientists stay while they're giving me a hand on the project. Let's head in. The living quarters can be found behind the door at the back. Let's
Stay
look.
away from me!
Georgiana! It's me! Calm down!
Reuben, Carla, how glad I am to see you. For a moment I thought I was a goner.
What happened, Georgiana? Why are you here?
Oh, dear. I'm not entirely sure where to begin. I was prepping the food for tomorrow's breakfast in the kitchen. Wait, it's still Wednesday, right?
I'm sorry, Mrs. B. But why are you asking what day it is?
Because I was knocked out, dear.
Knocked out? How did it happen?
I'm not entirely sure, love. It all happened so fast.
Georgiana, how do you feel? Maybe Catherine should take a look at you.
I'm fine, dear. It takes more than that to hurt me.
I'm just happy to see that you're safe and sound, Mrs. B. Would you mind telling us what you remembered then? It will help us fit the pieces together. You said you were prepping food for breakfast, didn't you?
That's right, I was. I was getting some ingredients from the fridge when I noticed someone going down into the wine cellar. So I followed.
Did you see who it was?
No, but I was hoping it was Reuben so I could have a word with him.
When did this happen?
I don't know the exact time, but it was a bit after you came to ask about Jax.
All right. Please, go on with the story.
I followed the person downstairs, but these old bones ain't as quick as they used to be. When I did reach the cellar, I only saw the Haven elevator door closing.
So you kept following the person down here?
Well, yes, dear. I did think it was rather strange that when I called for Reuben, no one responded. I thought something fishy was going on, so I went down in the elevator too.
And how did you end up here?
When I reached Haven, the door to the creative hub was open. So naturally, I went in. Then everything went dark. I'm sure that's when I was knocked out. Next thing I know, I wake up and hear voices coming from the other room. And here we are.
Is there any way you can prove any of this?
Well, no. But before coming down to Haven, I took my blackjack for defense.
Okay. But what made you take it? Didn't you think that it was Reuben going into the wine cellar?
I did, but found it very concerning when no one answered me. Reuben always answers, and after getting locked in the fridge before, I'm taking no chances. I always keep my club close.
Okay. I think I more or less have a picture about what happened here now. And you can have your blackjack back, Mrs. B.
Oh dear, where did you find it?
It was back in the room where you got knocked out.
That's when I must have dropped it.
Well, at least this part of the story checks out. Georgiana, let me lead you back upstairs. I think you've been through enough.
Oh yes, dear. That would be splendid.
Carla, I'll be back in a minute.
All right. I'll look around here in the meantime. The doors are locked. The doors are locked. No sign of a break-in on any of them. An ordinary coffee table. Just a magazine. An older issue too. Chloroform? This is probably what was used to knock Mrs. B out. I'd better take a photo for evidence. I should take the chloroform bottle too, and show it to Reuben. I doubt I'll find anything else down here. Time to head back.
Georgiana is still a bit shaken, but she should be fine after a couple hours of rest. Did you manage to find anything else, Carla?
I found a bottle of chloroform and a napkin that had been thrown into the trash bin.
Chloroform? Can you show it to me?
Of course.
As I figured, the bottle was taken from the Haven's laboratory. What do you think, Carla? Do you believe Mrs. Bird?
I do. Everything she said added up. Honestly, I don't see a motive for her to break in here either.
That's reassuring. My thoughts were the same. We should probably go over what we found.
Fairly certain the intruder broke in to find more info on Genetica. And from Mrs. Bird's story, we know the break-in happened around the time we had the interview.
Right. Do we know where everyone was during that time?
Not really. Only that Mrs. B was in the kitchen and that she followed someone into Haven.
It won't be easy to determine who could have done it just from the timing alone. Perhaps we should think about this from a different perspective. There is one thing that's been lingering at the back of my mind. Why did the security alarm go off?
Maybe they did it on purpose.
That's what I was thinking. But why would they trip the alarm on purpose? There has to be a reason.
Chances are, they thought they could blame the break-in on Mrs. B.
Or Georgiana could have triggered the alarm on purpose to make herself the victim and avoid suspicion.
Do you really think that's the case?
Probably not. But I wouldn't throw any theory out the window at this point. Let's head to the entrance hall. There's one last thing I need to check on.
Sure, let's...
You have to promise me to keep this between the two of us.
Of course. I'm not sure what I should be looking at.
Behind this wall lies a secret vault I built to keep my most valuable possessions. Carla, you have the code to open it.
I have the code to open it? What are you talking about?
I gave it to you on your first day here. Remember the musical notes I wrote down for you?
I'm a bit confused. Why would you give me piano notes as the code for a secret vault?
I gave it to you as a puzzle at first. I thought it'd be interesting to see if you could solve it.
Why?
Well, I did my research on you and your reporting acumen before you got here. I thought it would be an interesting experiment to see if you could figure it out.
I can't believe you would conduct an experiment on me.
I'm sorry. Perhaps experiment was the wrong word to use. It was supposed to be more of a fun riddle for you to solve. But I didn't expect everything would take a turn for the worse and end up the way it did.
I doubt any of us expected it. All right, Ruben. What do you want me to do?
Place the piano note by the lock. It's the key that opens it.
Wait, this melody. Ruben, I think I've heard it before. Ruben, did you write this melody?
I did, a long time ago. This melody holds a special place in my heart. There's a lot more I'd like to share with you, but we're best leaving it for another time.
All right. I'll look forward to that.
Good. Now let's stop standing around and head into the vault. Welcome to the vault. This is where I keep my most valuable possessions.
There's so much history down here.
I thought you'd like it. Sometimes I find myself coming down here to remember how far we've advanced as a society. Right, I think we got a bit sidetracked. We're here to find a blue folder containing notes on Genetica. The last time I was down here, I rearranged some things. I'm not exactly sure where I put it last. Mind giving me a hand finding it?
Of course. You can count on me. I need to attach another sword. There should be a way to turn the clock hands. I found your folder.
You're amazing as always. Pass it over, would you? Great. The notes on Genetica are still here.
Are you planning to take them with you?
No point. I'll leave them in the vault. After all, the notes are all here. That means the intruder didn't manage to get in.
Oh, right. How come? Isn't this room connected to the Haven system?
The lock isn't. The intruder could only get in by knowing the combination.
Any way they could find out?
Not unless you or I tell someone. Anyway, the folder will be secure here. What we should be concerned about are our next steps.
Do you have anything in mind?
I'm a bit concerned about Sam. I don't think he would have left his self-appointed post without a good reason.
chance it was the Admiral who broke into Haven?
I don't believe so, but I'm not writing off the timing as a coincidence just yet.
It might be related.
That's why we should investigate this further. Let's head to the cliffside. There's a chance Wilkinson's already back at his post.